Hello, I'm Christopher Wook. Now, here at Android Authority, a lot of us are really big fans of the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. I've had the chance to use it for a few weeks now, and it is hands down one of the coolest devices I've ever used. Looking at your comments on YouTube and on AndroidAuthority.com, we've noticed a lot of you seem to be big fans of the Note 2 as well, so we figured we'd make a video for you, our wonderful, wonderful viewers and readers, to show you 10 tips on how to get the most out of your Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Let's get started with number 1. Our first tip is a quick one, but it's a lifesaver if you're left-handed. To change your S Pen for left-handed use, simply go to Settings, then S Pen, select Dominant Hand, and switch it to left. Now any lefties will have a much easier time using the S Pen. Tip number 2 is one-handed operation. Now, one of the greatest things about the Note 2 is that it's big. One of the not-so-great things about the Note 2 is that it's big. This can make certain things difficult, at least until you enable one-handed operation. To do this, simply go to one-handed operation under Settings, and you can make the keyboard, dial pad, and calculator stick a little closer to either the right or the left side of the screen. Even better, you can change these options individually, so you don't have to change everything at once. Number 3 is handwriting recognition with the S Pen. Sure, it's fun to take notes and write on your screen, but what about when you need to get down to some real communication? To use the S Pen to turn your handwriting into standard text input, just go to Settings, then Language and Input, then Samsung Keyboard Settings, and select Pen Detection. Now, whatever you may be doing, whether it's an email or a text, you'll be able to scribble away with the S Pen, and it'll turn into standard text as easy as that. Tip number 4, replace the stock keyboard. The keyboard on the Note 2 is fine, but its autocorrect can leave something to be desired. If you're like me, you may want to choose a replacement keyboard. My favorite by far is SwiftKey, but there are other options like Swipe that may suit you better. The only problem is that if you use a third-party keyboard, you won't be able to use the handwriting recognition from the previous tip. Number 5 on our list of tips and tricks is screen capture. If you want to show other people what's on your screen, the Note 2 makes it very easy and gives you 2 different ways to do it. To take a snapshot of the whole screen, just hold down the button on the S Pen and press on the screen. In a second, the screen will be captured, and you can even edit it or draw on it. If you just want to capture a portion of the screen, hold down the S Pen button and draw an area on the screen, and anything within that area will be captured. Passing the halfway point, our next tip is to hook your Note 2 up to an external display. The mini USB port on the bottom of the Note 2 has a secret. It can also work as an HDMI out to hook up to your TV. You just need an adapter first. If you want to watch videos or play a game on a large screen, just plug in an MHL HDMI adapter, which will cost you about $20. Plug it into your TV, and that's pretty much it. Enjoy! Number 7, enable NFC and S-Beam. While Samsung hypes S-Beam quite a bit, it's not turned on by default. Neither is NFC, meaning until you turn it on, you're stuck paying for your coffee the old-fashioned way. To turn on S-Beam and NFC, you can find the options under the Wireless and Networks option under Settings. You don't need to turn on S-Beam to use NFC, but you do have to turn on NFC to use S-Beam. Now you're set to beam away to your heart's content. Tip number 8 on our list, turn off auto brightness. The auto brightness feature helps visibility and can conserve battery life, but sometimes you just want a little more control over your brightness. This option is easy to find in the settings menu under display. Just turn off the auto brightness option and set the brightness to whatever you'd like. Number 9, use the camera's HDR mode. While the Note 2's camera takes a pretty looking picture, HDR or High Dynamic Range mode can make them look even nicer. The bonus is, the camera still takes a normal picture as well. Once you've got the camera app open, select the shooting mode option, which is on the top or the side of the screen, depending on how you're holding your Note 2. Scroll through until you find the HDR option. If you want to increase the effect, toggle it from normal to strong. As the camera app warms, make sure to hold very still while taking your picture, and you should end up with great results. Our final tip: save battery life. While I've found that the Note 2 has excellent battery life already, sometimes you're going to need to squeeze a little more out of it. Under Settings, scroll to find the power saving mode, open the menu and turn the option on. Now you can choose CPU power saving, screen power saving, turn off haptic feedback, and even change the background color of web pages to help save battery life. Want to save even more battery life? Open the S Pen menu under Settings and select Battery Saving. Now the Note 2 won't automatically notice when you remove the S Pen, but your battery will last a little while longer. So that wraps up our list. Now obviously, there are a ton of tips and tricks for the Note 2, and there's no way we could possibly get to all of them. I just went for a few that I thought were the most interesting or the most useful. If you have a favorite tip or trick that we haven't mentioned, let everybody know in the comments. I'm Christopher Wook for Android Authority, and as always, we love to hear what you think of our videos, so if you have any comments or suggestions, let us know. Thanks, and enjoy your Note 2.